Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 3 of The Bark. I'm Drew Sandifer.
And I'm Chase Holland, and we've got a great show planned for you this week. We've got a recap of men's tennis from over the weekend, our second edition of Sam's Does coming up later in the show, and also an analysis of the women's basketball team from our reporter Chelsea.
But first, let's recap men's basketball's big win over Villanova this past week.
The 19th-ranked Butler Bulldogs beat Villanova at the buzzer on Wednesday evening thanks to a last-second three-pointer from Kamar Baldwin. The 10th-ranked Wildcats kept it close all game, but Baldwin came up big to prevent overtime with the last shot, giving the Bulldogs a 79-76 victory at home. Sean McDermott led the team with 21 points, going 7 for 8 from the field and making all 3 of his shots from behind the arc. Bryce Golden had a career night, shooting 9 for 12, adding 18 points of his own. Bryce NC tacked on another 12 points, along with a strong block in the first half. The Bulldogs were also glad to have their point guard Aaron Thompson back from injury as he added 9 points. Overall, Butler had its most efficient outing of the season, shooting almost 58% from the field. However, the Wildcats never backed down with their own 53% shooting from three-point range. Leading scorers Sadiq Bey and Colin Gillespie combined for 57 points, 75% of their team's point total. The Bulldogs took their largest lead of the game, up 10 points, but Villanova climbed back. Bey nailed his 5th three-pointer of the game with 25 seconds left to tie things up. However, Baldwin's game winner puts Villanova at 17-5 on the season and 7-3 in the Big East. Butler is now 18-5 on the season and 6-4 in Big East play as they claim a much-needed conference win. They will travel to Milwaukee to face Marquette on Sunday afternoon. For Butler 360 Sports, this is Dante Macaluso.
Thanks, Dante. Now I'm here with women's basketball analyst Chelsea Groves to talk with the women's team. They've gone on a run. After losing the first 2 Big East games, they've won 9 of their past 10, and they're sitting square in second in the Big East. This past weekend, they won 2 home games over Georgetown and Villanova. Chelsea, how'd they do it?
Yeah, Georgetown number 7 and Villanova number 8 in the Big East. And just some takeaways from the Georgetown game. Spolier was not the leading scorer, but pulled down a career-high 14 rebounds. Coach Godlewski was really pleased with how Shea, Bryan, Umu, Toure were able to lead the team in scoring with 12 points apiece. And just some fast facts about this game as well. Georgetown only scored 42 points in this game, held to 29% shooting, and that stat aligns with how Butler leads the Big East in scoring defense with 58.7 points a game. And then over on Villanova's side, they jumped out to a 13-2 lead in the first quarter. Butler calls a timeout, rallies back, is able to come out with a 63-61 win. And just some huge factors collectively in this game. Butler forced 25 turnovers, which led to 26 points, had 17 steals, and 7 turnovers. And that's what really summed up that whole weekend.
And while their second place standing in the Big East right now is impressive, they got their work cut out for them coming up. What's coming up for them?
They do. A big road trip coming up in DePaul and Marquette. 2 projected NCAA tournament teams. DePaul a projected number 4 seed to win the Big East outright, and Marquette as a number 9. And then the end of the month, Creighton and St. John's, and those are 2 teams also projected to make the NCAA tournament as well. So 4 teams. And my ultimate take, out of these 4 games, 3 wins would be big, and a win in the Big East tournament, I think, would make Butler a last 4 in kind of team, because I just think that they have the tools to do that.
Yeah, this team hasn't made the tournament since 1996, so if they're going to break that streak, we'll see what they're made of in these next 4 games. For Chelsea Groves and Drew Sandifer with women's basketball analysis, we'll send it back to you, Chase.
Thanks, Drew and Chelsea, for that great segment. The women's team really looks like they have a great opportunity to make an impact over the next couple of weeks before the tournament. Now on to our reporter Zach with his recap of men's tennis over the past weekend.
The Butler men's tennis team went 2-1 over the weekend to improve the record to 8-3 on the season. On Saturday, the Bulldogs started off strong with a 5-2 win over Illinois State. To start off on Sunday, the Bulldogs unfortunately fell 6-1 to Indianapolis. Butler struggled early on with Thomas Brennan and Olaf Wiklund losing on the number 1 doubles court. On the number 2 doubles court, Drew Michael and Ryan Regner were unlucky not to pull out a win as they were leading 5-4 before the match ended in an unfinished result. But Butler had chances to get points back in singles play with Thomas Brennan and Alvaro Huete stuck in close matches on the number 1 and 2 courts. Both Brennan and Huete fell behind early in their matches, but were able to respond nicely to almost steal the win in the deciding third set, but both would ultimately fall in the end. However, the Bulldogs responded later in the day with a 4-1 win over Indiana Tech, thanks in large part to a 4-0 sweep in the singles matches. Next weekend, Butler starts Big East play on February 15th against Georgetown before going on a mini road trip to take on Purdue and Wright State.
Thanks for that tennis segment, Zach. Now on to our last piece of the show with reporter Sam in his latest segment of Sam Does.
Welcome to Sam Does. I'm Sam. I'm not that good at stuff.
Hello and welcome to the second episode of Sam Does. I'm here with John Bickle, aka Slick Bick, formerly known as Johnny Ice. Johnny Ice, how you doing?
It's Slick Bick, and I'm doing fantastic. Yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. So here we are, second installment. We're gonna play some Call of Duty, a game that I have not played since Zombies in about the 7th grade. So I'm coming in a little rusty. What?
A classic, yes. Zombies. Roar! My favorite.
One more time.
Roar!
One more time.
Roar!
Now here we go. We're gonna go play some COD.
Even being serious?
What are we doing here? What are we playing?
So we're gonna play some free for all. I'm gonna play 1v1 against you.
Okay.
So we'll see how you fare, and I'll give you tips along the way,
All right.
just to make you the greatest Call of Duty player I've ever seen.
Stop following me. I think the idea of this game is to find the best hiding spot and stay there.
True.
Because, oh my god.
Oh, you just get naded?
No.
Oh, poor
Stop looking at my screen. Because,
don't need
oh
to,
my
you're
god.
right.
Call of Duty should be renamed Hide and Seek for Fun.
Oh, really?
My character doesn't want to shoot. He wants to read.
Really?
Make ready holster. Set condition orange. Think front sight. That's good. What else do we have here? Do not enter without instructor. Can you please stop? I'm trying to read. Do not enter without instructor. Please wait in safety house. Okay. Oh, that's the same one. And that's the same one as before. No shooting. Get away from me. So, after playing with me for about 10 minutes, what are my strengths, my weaknesses, and what do I need to improve on?
So your strengths, you're really good at reading. Pretty fantastic. I've never seen somebody read in a game like Call of Duty just like that before. And
Thank you.
your weaknesses are reading. It's Call of Duty. It's a shooting game. You don't really need to read. But I did learn a lot tonight. 10 minutes, very, very educational. Sam Pfeiffer's a great teacher. Also moving around. You didn't move too much.
I was under the perception it's a hiding game.
Oh, yeah. Hide and seek. That is something we need to work on. I need to be a better seeker.
Call of Duty 4, hide and seek.
Best Call of Duty probably to date if they came out with it.
All right, so we're going to get back into it. I got what I need. It's time to win.
That's me, though.
Did you just slide?
You got to hold down the right stick.
Legit, if Pantheon is normally spots, we win.
Cut. We can't have that.
There you have it, folks.
We can't have. No, we cannot end on that.
That's a
No.
wrap.
Come on, Sam.
That's a wrap.
Thanks, Sam. I think you need just a little bit more practice.
Hope you enjoyed the show this week, guys. That's all we have for you today. From all of us here at Butler 360 Sports, I'm Chase Holland.
And I'm Drew Sandefur. We'll see you next week.